y'all, welcome back to the lab. We have a lantern project here, and this is a rescue. And yeah, I saw this at a flea market last week, and this is a PAULL's number 0 hot blast. And look what they've done to it. Yeah, and they put a hole. So yeah, so I got this for 14 bucks. I said, you got it for 25. I go, hey, all I got is 14 bucks left in my pocket. I'm going to rescue this thing, return it to its former glory. And it was raining and it was cold. And he says, yeah, whatever. Yeah, that's fine. Take it. So, and I tried it. And this switch is all the wiring somewhere in here is like all zzz, zzz, zzz. It did turn on, but I am not going to leave it electrified. You can see this was probably quite an old modification, judging by this stuff. But I do have another future project, which is it's a Dietz Junior wagon lamp with a bullseye lens in it, and it had been electrified. And the electrification on that is ancient, and I'm going to keep it electrified. You'll see when I do a video on that. But anyway, so what we're going to do is we're going to unelectrify this, and then we're going to get the paint off, and we're going to try to make this thing look nice, repair that what needs repairing, and then look around to see if maybe I can find a filler cap and a burner and fix that hole on the other side where the cord went in. So that is our project here today. All right, let's check it out. All right, so here we are. We are listening to some ham radio here in the back. Let's do some dismantling here. What do you think? It's a nice big fatty. No embossing on it of any kind. And I think I have a Paul's later globe somewhere, but it might be a cold blast. But it's more appropriate than this thing. You can see 25 you had on there, but not anymore. So I'll clean that up at some point and put that with my other fatties. I just call these fatties because they're big and chubby looking things. Crazy. All right. Let's see. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to freaking cut this off and pull that stuff out. Holding it were that easy, right? What seems to be the problem here? Yeah, okay. Yeah, needs a little help getting these wads of tape out of here. They must have didn't want to use. Oh, okay. The ties. Oh man! Wow. There we go. It is out. Wow, how'd you get that down in there? Yeah, you bent that hole up a little bit. Trying to jam that in there. This globe works, by the way, that light bulb. Okay, we are unelectrified. Oh, shit. Okay. This globe plate looks awful. This could be a problem. Alright, let's get this crap out of here. Oh, yeah. Wow. Okay. Wow. What a bummer. I'm certainly not going to take it off for cleaning it up because it is so delicate. And this hole, let's see. Well, you know what I got? Is I got me a piece of tin. I got it all kind of sanded down. I'm going to try to tin this with some solder on both sides before I try to apply it on here. I'm just going to try Something that I think just might work, because if you tin this, the solder, you know solder's going to stick to it. So I got this big old honking soldering iron that I want to try. So a big old 100-watt sucker. We're going to try it. See what we can do. Get that hole patched up. In fact, let's look. What's the tank look like otherwise? Oh, all right. That's great. That's great. And I see that this is kind of bent there a little bit. Won't make much of a difference to the burner. It's all right. Won't inhibit that, but this is a number 0, so we need a number 0 burner. Right? Yeah, okay. All right, so I think the first thing to do is go get this freaking paint off of here. And then take it from there and clean this baby up. And then we will try to patch that hole. Search around for some things that might fit. And boom. Take it from there. All right. I'll be right back after I go hit the sink. And I'm just looking. Let me just look in here and see. That's interesting. Look at that little thing. I wonder what that's all about. See that? I suppose that's all about. Unless, of course, that was supposed to be wrapped down and soldered in down on the bottom here, and maybe it got caught on something. Doesn't seem right, does it? All right. I will be back about this fast. Right. Well, here we are. Boy, that was tough, man. That was tough. This thing's pretty beat up. Lots of layers of paint covering a lot of rusty goodness here. I don't know. Probably should have left it electrified. Well. I don't see any patent markings at all. Unless they're in the grossness here. I'm going to go right to the grinder. Clean this up. What an interesting kind of color. It's like a bronzy kind of deal. But that's just... it's just iron oxide, kind of reddish, brownish kind of deal. Yeah, that is just shot. And I might have found a cap and a burner, but it looks like they removed part of this little neck that came up there that the burner would sit down in. I see they bent it up a little bit too. Let me go to the bench grinder, clean this up, and then we'll start tackling some of this other stuff here. Oh boy, dismal. That's why it was $14, right? All right, be right back. Well, upon further inspection, I think I will re-electrify this for the first time in this channel's history. No, that's not true. There's something over there I electrified and did a video on it. I think that's what I'm going to do. It's because it needs a filler neck in here. It needs a glow plate. It needs a burner. It needs a cap. And that's just too much. I mean, I did find like a burner and a rising cone. No, I'm sorry, not a rising cone, but... But the problem is, because they removed that stem down there, even with this little extendo thing here, it just... yeah, yeah, damn. Well, you know what? I think I'll electrify it. And, well, I don't know. Let me clean it up. We're going to clean it up a little bit more. We'll go on it. Oh, yeah. Looks like they actually cut some of that out. Notice that is not a circle. Yeah, they hacked that. That's why. It's all screwed up. Yeah, I think we may just re-electrify this. I did find a cap. It is a modern Dietz, but it screws in there. It'll screw in better once those threads are clean. So I think maybe I'll electrify this, or maybe I'll put one of those solar lights in it and just hang it outside. Why not? I got a number of those fatty globes. I can pop one in here and not even think twice about losing it from inventory. I got a bunch of those. So, thinking that's maybe what I'm going to do. I'm just going to play a little bit with Dremel, clean up some of the stuff, just because I like to do it. And, yeah. And you know, this will be available for parts, you know, all kinds of... A lot of this metal's, you know, yeah, it's just beyond. That's too bad. All right, so I'll just play around a little bit with some bits, and then maybe I'll rewire it a little bit better than it was. Okay, let's see. So here's what I'm toying with right now. So first of all, get rid of this crap here. What I'm thinking of is something. Let me see how steady this will stay. In here. I don't want to electrify it. Because then there's all kinds of protections and things like that. And yeah, I think I just want to put a solar light on it. Okay, that's pretty darn steady right there. Okay, well, if I can find a way to make that stay a little better. And I need it to be elevated like that, because if I just put it down in that hole, then the light's down in the tank. It just doesn't make any sense. This way would be great. It looks like there's still enough space left to get a little bit of charge on there, you know, good angle. I wonder if I can melt this and like make that fit in there. Let's see what I can do. Otherwise, we're just going to treat this lantern with some oil, just so it stands up to the elements outside. So I want to try to find a way to make this fit. I wonder maybe if I wanted to go on the inside, not the outside, because if I put this on to tighten it to the glow plate, I need it. I need this pinching here because that glow plate is so shredded As you can see here, I want to find a way. I don't think I have anything else that I can use that would do that. I had this cost 98 cents at Walmart, by the way. So, and all my freaking charge lights are dead outside because we've had like 900 straight days of rain here. It sucks. Maybe I'm gonna try yank it off the bottom here. I don't need this. Okay. Now, let's see what kind of fun possibilities we have opened up here. Glue that to like threads of a light bulb and just screw it in there. How does this translate? It doesn't really. I want it to be inside of here. I would need two other things to screw together like this, which I don't have. See what I can do here. Well, that'll work, but thing is, putting these two together, let's see. I'm gonna let that cool off a little bit. Yeah, I kind of fucked that up. But 98 cents, I don't really care. I don't care. Okay, I need to shave some stuff off there. You know, this is giving me something to do here. It's all right. This is a little stupid. It's a little stupid, but that's okay. Yeah, if I can just kind of get that to stay after it's in there, kind of glue that on there a little bit. Now it's not even. Oh yeah, I see what I did. Oh man, I'm so dumb. Oh man, I screwed that up bad. Oh well. Well, that just might stay. Just might stay. Maybe I'll throw a little glue on there. Why not? Yeah, all right, let's see how this looks. All right, first of all, let's oil it up. I'm leaving some of this wire here in case I want to use this sometime for something productive. Something, a nice looking electrified. Right. Okay. Well, while I was oiling this, just looking it over, this thing is pretty darn toasted for sure. There, nice and tight on there. Tight. Nice and tight. I think that's gonna work. I think maybe I'll put some seal all around that. Seal that right there, like that. I do have to even that out a little bit more. Maybe I'll do it with some sandpaper. Make it a little bit more straight. Okay, so let's make this fun. Let's make it an outdoor light. Seal all is great for sealing your leaky kerosene founts that got holes. Works great for pinholes and stuff, and it also is an adhesive, so we got a couple tubes of this. I don't mind being a little generous here with that. Apparently this stuff can be like reversed with acetone. All right, let's see here. Well, we're going to leave that right there, folks. We're going to leave that right there, let that dry. And hopefully we'll have us a outdoor lantern. And hopefully it'll be sunny tomorrow. I'll charge this up and we can put it out there. All right, well, I can't put the globe on there until that's all dry. I want to make sure that I have gluing. Okay, good. We do. Not perfectly center, not perfectly level. That's perfectly okay for this number 0 PAULLs. Okay, we're gonna let that go, and yeah, that's gonna do it, man. And we'll come back with back tomorrow and see if it. We know it's gonna work, right? Light, it's science, right? Boom, boom, boom. And where's that at? We can plop that in there. What if I ain't got a colored one? What if I could frost this? Oh no, it's got a charge though. Yeah, okay. Okay, there should be enough room for that to still get some light to charge up. Should be all right. Folks, thank you so much. This was, kind of a disaster of a lantern and a disaster of a video, but I've had a hell of a day. I just wanted to relax and do a little project. That's all I got. Okay, folks, that's all I got. Thank you for stopping by the lab here and seeing this weirdness happen here. And as usual, folks, don't you go changing.
We'll be back with the Magic Tunes for the Armada Room's 2-hour disco swing party after this short break. Till then, don't you go changing.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.